Hi, welcome to my show. Today's guest is the GSG-16. I have something special for you today. It's a combo, a combination of Pimp and Hack and Mod. And the reason why is that this is perhaps the most expensive project I have ever taken. The parts alone cost me over $300 Canadian. The shipping was over $200. So I'm in this project of total over $500 Canadian. And I realize not everybody can afford to put out that kind of money, so you might just do partial, so the cheaper, whatever costs cheaper. And this doesn't include the labor I put into it, okay? And because I want to recover some of my costs, I don't want YouTube to demonetize the video, so I'm not going to be able to show you how to do it, but I'm going to tell you how I did it, and then I'm going to off-camera assemble it together, otherwise they would demonetize the video. Okay, so I'll be back. I am back. As you can see, this 16 has been reverted back to its original. You can't actually tell that this was once a G3 lookalike. And so therefore, today I'm going to show you how to do both the Pimp way and the Hack and Mod way. I'll give you different options and you can do whatever you feel like. So let's start from the back and work our way to the front. And we're going to start off with the stock. And with the G3, H&K G3, it comes with a fix and a retractable one. Okay, well, similar to the MP5, and therefore with the fix, you can actually use the MP5 fixed stock. They're very similar. And this one is made by CYMA, my favorite airsoft parts maker, and it's solid. It sells for $15 US, not shipping is extra, and it has the butt is made out of rubber, and there's a secret compartment in here. This slides down like this, and you would be able to slide in a 30-round magazine, or in this particular case is 22 rounds. And you should be able to slide this back up like this. It has a sling. This is a metal, and it also comes with a cross pin. It's one of these quick release MP5 cross pins. And but I wouldn't suggest that with the 16. I think you should use the screw type, as the RCMP do not like anything that you could remove so quickly to make it under 26 inches. Okay, so this is the option 1 that you could do. Option 2 is the G3 retractable one. This is an airsoft made by Classic Army, sold for $50 US, and it is retractable. It's metal. Everything is alloy, including the back cap, except this part is plastic. This end cap is plastic. The holder is alloy, and even the rails is alloy. This is nicely rubber, and it has the proper latch at the bottom. Okay, and actually it didn't look like this when I first received it. It looked like, where's these extra pieces I have? Oh, here it is. It actually has 2, not 1, but 2 cross pins like this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. Actually, it looks like this. Yes, this is what it looks like. All right. So because the 16 has only 1 cross pin, I decided to cut the extra front one off. Okay, so this has been removed, and of course, to match this, I had to bring it, see how close it is. I had to cut it that, and I deliberately did not paint this so you can see where the cuts were actually made. and you can see because I moved this, originally front is over here about an inch forward, move closer to the pin. I also had to remove some material over here. Okay, so I didn't have to touch this angle part, and I didn't have to touch this part. Another thing I need to point out to you is that the cross pin for G3 is not the 6mm that you see on an MP5. It's actually bigger. It's a 7mm cross pin, okay, and it's also longer. But again, I would not suggest you use a cross pin. And what I end up using is a screw that goes across, which I will actually have installed later to show you. Okay, and this is how you operate it. Has a nice rubber pad in the back, like the MP5. You slide it like this. It's very simple, very smooth operation, like this. Okay. Now you also would have to do a little bit of slicing here, removing some material here. Okay, and the reason why is that I'll show you later. It actually have to ride right up over the receiver, and it'll be up to this casing, not casing, to this rail. Okay, so I'll show you why you need to take some material off inside. Okay, you don't have to take any material off other than this thing here, just to make it go up past here. Okay, so we're done with the buttstock. Oh, one more thing. Now, if you're not comfortable with cutting all this, what you could do is use you can use this. You can actually use the end cap of the GSG-16, and I actually did, but you would have to make some slight changes. Okay, so let's see. I removed this completely, and I took a GSG-16 end cap with the stock catch, and it does slide in perfectly. Here, let me put that in. There it is. See, it fits. The only thing you would have to do is move this catch that was on the upside, move it downwards, and I have. And I'll link a video in the description how to do that. I've done that a couple of years ago, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? And we do it this way. Now there's another video that was put out not too long ago that showed you how to do it the easy way. All they did is move the catch down, and it without as much work as I did, and it does work, and I've done it to this one. The only thing about that is that the spring is extra hard, okay, and to move it, it's a little difficult. And I would suggest there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. The only thing is that if you're rubbing, the catch is actually plastic, and the rail is metal. And whenever you rub two different materials, the softer material, of course, will wear out faster. So all I suggest is that if you're going to do it the easy way, where you're putting extra tension on the catch, it's best to release the tension and then move it, okay? So you're not putting so much stress on that tiny little catch inside. Okay, so in other words, if you're going to move it, extend it, you would release the tension and then pull it, and then when you get close to the end, release it. Okay, so you're not rubbing your little catch, your plastic catch, on the alloy all the way. It's like filing it. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, so that this is if you're not comfortable with working on cutting alloy, or you don't have a Dremel. That's what I would suggest. Okay. Oh, there's another thing that you might have to do. In my case, it was a little bit wobbly, so I had to put a couple of shims, and all it is a couple of pop can strips, about 3/4 of an inch. This is 5/8, but I should have made it bigger. It's about 3/4 of an inch. 2 strips like this, and you just slip it in here like this. Okay. Well, actually, in my case, I actually put it on the receiver first, and then I slid this in. Okay. Okay. So, but this is what it would look like when it's inside the receiver. All right. Okay. So we're done with the stock. Next thing on the list was the rare sight. Okay. And this is the 16 sight. And of course, everybody knows that the MP5 and the G6 share the same rare sight. Okay, and it looks like this. And this costs $7 US, and it's also made by CYMA. And if you'll notice that CYMA is my favorite airsoft manufacturer. Okay, and I can't install this right now, but I'll show you later how it went in. Okay, so that's what it'll cost. Now, there's several ways to install it. Of course, it really depends on you. And some people just basically cut the rail and just mount it straight on. That has happened. Some people mount it right on the rail. Now, having said that, basically you're doing this strictly for looks. Okay, it doesn't really function because the level of the sights are completely different. Even if I installed it lower, it still wouldn't work. Okay, so if you're gonna put this on, it's strictly for looks. Okay, so that's the rare sight. I'll have it installed for you later. Next on the list is the trigger housing. Now here it gets a little more interesting. You obviously the G3 did not have these GSG-16 style of grip, and I actually bought a GSG-5 grip, which is the plain straight grip. Like, this is the only part I bought from the US. Okay, all the other airsoft parts I got from directly from Hong Kong. Couple of airsoft company I bought it directly from there, but this is the only one I bought from the US. Okay, and it's quite cheap. It's about $13 US, and it's an OEM GSG-5, and although it's $13 US, the shipping costs and everything, it became quite expensive after that. But as you can see, it has no finger groove, and if you wanted to put that in, that'll work. Okay, so that's a Pimp option. Right. Now, if you wanted to do a mod option, which I did, I wanted the GSG-16 finger groove is a lot higher than the G3 finger groove. G3 finger groove looks more like this. Actually, it might be even less than this, but they do have, from what I can see from the internet, they have two types of grips. One is the plain, and the other one has two slight bump for the finger groove. Okay, so what I did with this, I took this and I obviously modified it. Here, let me remove this so what did I do? I remove these 3 lines, and these 3, they're just put it in there for decoration, just to distinguish the difference between MP5 and the GSG-16. Okay, that's part of the agreement that the GSG had with the H&K, and it has these 2 raised finger groove. As you can see, it's quite prominent. I reduced that, and so what I did is end up looking like this. Okay, as you can see, that's all been removed. This is removed. I kept the S and F and the two raised stoppers. Okay, and then I reduce the height of the 2 finger grooves, and this is what it looks like. I think I did okay. Okay. And this is what I mean by the RC prefer you don't use a quick H and K pins, so I have a cross screw. Okay. Okay, so there's their 2 options. This is the Pimp option. This is the Hack and Mod option. You actually take this and hack it. Okay? Alright, so that's that. Moving forward, the magazine. The G3 obviously did not have a curved magazine. So I end up taking a 10 rounder and putting that in, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so you take the I guess the 30 round magazine, I cut it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is ultimately what it looks like. This is a 10 round magazine, and I straightened that. I did not straighten out, I just basically shave 2 sides here, shave the back over here to make it straight. Okay, look. And this is what it looks like. I need to remove 1 millimeter on each side, and I just basically remove all the middle section. I don't need it. I just reduce the height of the middle section. I've yet to clean it up, but you can see this is what it looks like. Okay, and I have done a video on how to fit the curved magazine into a curved casing, so I'll link that also. Okay, so I don't need to show you how to do this because like I said, it's almost exact like the curved magazine. So, and you have to remove this the loading thing right here. That has to be removed, and as you can see, I haven't cleaned this up, but and I don't even have to screw this in. It's just hand tight. Okay, and this basically stops just inside the mag well, like that, and it goes right in, and you're not going to be able to see. Yeah, see, that's what it looks like inside. Yeah, you can't even tell, but I'll show you. You'll be able to see more of that later. Okay, let's leave that in there. And the next thing is the lower handguard. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you. This cost, even though this is only 10 rounds, it was not cheap. It cost me $33 Canadian, or actually almost $35 Canadian, even almost the same price as the 22 rounder magazine. It almost cost me just as much as that. Okay, Now the housing, I had to remove all that. Now again, like I said, in the link in that DIY video, it'll show you what to do. And all you need is the casing, and this magazine, straight magazine, costs $8 US. It's also made by CYMA. All right. Okay. So, going back on to how to remove this finger groove, I've done also a video. It's called Budget Pimp. So I'll link that to the description again. It'll show you how to remove or reduce these finger grooves. Okay, next one is the handguard. This is an Airsoft G3 handguard. I like the fact that this is has the bipod mounted. It's made out of alloy, and to unfold the bipod, you press this. Actually, you push the button to the back like this, and then it just folds out. It's really nice, and it's very light. Okay, so you do the same thing for this one. It's a little stiff, and this is what it looks like. And inside, this is again what it looks like. All right. It uses the same cross pin as the MP5, the 6mm. Okay. Now, the thing about this is that it's extra longer than this. Okay. It actually is about an inch longer. I had to cut that, okay, and I had to make this deeper. I basically had to move it in, and you'll be able to see it, and then I had to smooth the edges. Okay, so if you can imagine, it was originally an inch longer, but the inch longer also meant that it encroached into the ejection port. So obviously I couldn't have it an inch longer because I had to match the gas tube. Okay, and the gas tube, after installed it, was an inch shorter, so I had to match this to the gas tube, and this is the reason why I had to lop off an inch off the handguard. Okay, all right, so that one goes here. Now, the next thing I did was the gas tube. Now, the gas tube costs, the handguard cost $22 US. It's made by Golden Eagle. That's a really good price, because I thought it would be more, so that's a good price. Now, next thing is the gas tube. And here is the gas tube. Now, there's a lot of work you need to do with this gas tube, and this gas tube sells for $57 US, and it's made by Classic Army. Okay, and this does not include the front sight. This front sight is $5 US, made by Army Force, and it also does not include the sling. Okay, that costs extra. That's also $5 US, the sling ring. And it of course does not include, you have to reuse the charging tube. That's the metal one. You have to reuse the one, and it does not include the MP5 charging handle. So that's also extra. Now, what do you need to do? Well, you need to modify this and put in a new hole. Okay, the hole that exists there will not work, so you have to put in a new hole. Okay, that's all you need to do here. Okay, I had to reposition the hole for the sling ring. Okay, and that's what it looks like. This front sight is made by Army Force, and that's how it's attached to the gas tube, is through this ring. I would have preferred the one that has the cap that you screw on, like the ICS, but it obviously not. This is the only company that makes the G3 gas tube that I could buy, so I didn't really have a choice. Now, I chose to have not do too much work with the charging handle area. I have seen work that's been done that this is move all the way forward, but then I would have a lot more work because this tube would not go all the way forward without doing more work, without more reaming to the tube, and I really didn't want that. So to do that, I need to have a stopper inside. As you can see, I have a, well, you can put any stopper you like. You could have put wood you could have put wood in there, but I wanted extra weight, so I put a, you can see it was a bolt, a long bolt that I put it in there as a stopper. So the charging metal tube, this is steel, would stop against there, and then here it would lock up like this, and then it would go like this, so it wouldn't get stuck in here. Alright, so this is it. Again, like I said, that this hole is a 6mm, same as the MP5 size. So you could use the MP5 cross pin on that one. Alright. Don't have to do any other work on this. Okay. It fits over the barrel without any problem. Well, I'll talk more about that once I have it installed. Alright. What else is next? Oh, this. Alright. Now, okay, let me remove this. And this next is the flash hider, and next is the flash hider adapter. Okay. Now, if you've seen my other video, I'm going to link that also in the description. I actually tap the muzzle. All right, and that's where the adapter goes on. Okay, this is an alloy one, airsoft, made by CYMA. Again, it's $11 US, and it uses a $11 US flash hider, and then it goes on like this, right, and then it locks in. Okay. Now, so therefore, I would say, again, I'll have it installed for you later, and I'll show you how it actually fits. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to mention, and now there is a different one CYMA makes. Now if you come across this one, it's the flash hider adapter. It's threaded. It's different than this one. This one is a 12mm threaded already. I didn't have to thread that. This one is the male threading. This is the female threading. And this I tried. I thought it would go over the barrel and attached here, but it did not work. The hole inside is just way too small for a 12mm barrel, so that did not work. So don't waste some money on that. Okay, so that's what I want to point out. Okay. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention: when you buy this from the U.S., you would also get a selector with it. All right, for $22 US. Just forgot to mention that. All right. So that's basically it. I don't think I'm missing anything. And off camera, of course I have no choice to do this off camera. I don't want this video demonetized. Then I'll come back with it fully assembled and we'll talk some more about it. It's all done and I'm quite happy with the results. And here it is, my G3 lookalike GSG-16. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the stock. This is how you unfold it or retract it. Pull up, slides out, locks in place. I did a little bit more work on the trigger housing grip. I gave it a slight curve at the back. You can't take too much material off, but I did give it a slight curve because as you can tell, the GSG-16 is straight. So I gave it that, and I also took the bumps a little lower, and then I sanded it, and then I spray painted with Rust-Oleum flat black primer. Okay, and I also removed some of the lines that was here, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, and as I mentioned, this magazine is from a 10 rounder. I couldn't fit a 22 rounder in, and it's just basically slides in. Okay, press fit. Now I've showed you how to mount this sight before, and I'll attach the link. But you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. If you just want to do a pimp, you can actually mount this on top of the rail. Very simple. You don't have to, but if you did, once you can always put this back on top using the existing hole, and you won't even know the difference. The only thing that'll show is this little piece that I removed, which is right here, about ½ an inch. That was removed. You can always find a replacement rail. Actually, you can always use one of these rails and put it in here. So, oh, here it is. Here it is. This is how much material, part of the rail that was where the sight used to be. That was removed. And like I said, this would go back in there and you wouldn't even be able to tell. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, the you cannot retract the folding stock all the way. As you see, there's a slight gap. It's because the handguard is in a way. Okay, and you should not be touching the right side of this. But I did remove some material from the rail on the left side, so it would ride over this receiver. Okay, see? Just rides over. Oh, and also, just to be safe on the safe side, I do not use a 7mm G3 cross pin. I used a cross bolt instead. Okay. I don't actually have a black nut, so I just put a tape on it just for looks. All right. Next is the hand guard, and I love this hand guard because it has the foldings by full stock, right? And you basically pull this down and stretch it out. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It uses the same MP5 cross pin, and because of the gas tube is a certain length, I really didn't have a choice but to shorten the hand guard. Otherwise, it would encroach into the exit port. It would actually cover the exit port. So I had to cut it to the front of the exit port. And here, I'll even show you how to cock it. Okay, this is in lock in place, and this is the MP5 slap. And I mentioned earlier about putting a blocker in here. As it turned out, I didn't even need it, because this metal charging tube inside the steel could only go so far, and this is perfect. So that's the reason. I didn't want this charging handle to be out here. It would just mean I have to ream out more of this gas tube, and I didn't want to. Okay, now let me fold. You just pull this button backwards. Okay, and there's a slight angle on the front sight block, I guess, and the reason why is because the 12 millimeter barrel diameter, the original, seems a little small, seems a little tiny. So what I did, I put a 1/2 inch copper pipe, slid that into the barrel so it looked thicker. It looks like a 308 barrel. Okay, and then I attached this whole thing on. And that was also another reason why I wanted a straight mag, is because the 308 did not have a curved mag. It came in a straight mag. So that's why I had to use a straight mag, and I had to use a 10 rounder because I couldn't put the 22 rounder into a straight mag. Okay. Great. So, this project is finally done. Thank you very much for joining me, and please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you.